Have you ever found yourself overthinking a text, wondering why they haven't replied yet, or feeling a deep fear that someone you love might suddenly leave? If that sounds familiar, you might be experiencing something called anxious attachment. This isn't about being too emotional or too needy. It's actually a pattern, one that often begins long before your current relationship. In this video, we're going to explore what anxious attachment really is, why it shows up in your relationships, and most importantly, how you can begin to feel more secure within yourself and with others. Anxious attachment is a relationship pattern where you deeply crave closeness, but at the same time, you fear losing it. You may find yourself constantly seeking reassurance, wanting to feel loved, wanted, and chosen. But when that reassurance isn't immediate, your mind can spiral. You might think, did I do something wrong? Are they losing interest? Am I not enough? It's not just in your head. It feels real in your body. Your chest tightens, your thoughts race, and your emotions intensify. That's the anxious attachment system activating. This constant state of hypervigilance can be exhausting, not just for you, but sometimes for those around you. It stems from a deep-seated need for security, often learned early in life. Understanding this pattern is the first step towards finding a more secure way to connect. It's about recognizing these triggers, validating your feelings, and learning to soothe yourself, rather than relying solely on external validation. You deserve to feel secure and loved without the constant fear of abandonment. It's a journey, but one that leads to healthier, more fulfilling relationships.
Anxious attachment usually develops in early life, often before we even have the words to understand what's happening. Think back. If love felt inconsistent growing up, sometimes warm and present, other times distant or withdrawn, your nervous system absorbed a profound and often painful lesson. It learned that love is unpredictable, a fleeting resource you constantly needed to chase and secure. The message became clear. I need to hold on tightly or it might disappear. Perhaps as a child, you found yourself instinctively working harder for attention or affection. You might have felt an unspoken pressure to be perfect, to anticipate needs, or to constantly seek validation just to feel seen and loved. This wasn't a conscious strategy, it was your young brain adapting, trying to create a sense of safety in an emotionally uncertain environment. As a result, your internal alarm system became incredibly sophisticated. It became hyper-aware of the slightest emotional shifts in others, sensitive to any perceived distance and constantly on high alert for even the faintest hint of rejection. This vigilance, while a protective mechanism in childhood, created a deeply ingrained pattern that carries into adulthood. Now, as an adult, that very same pattern often resurfaces in your most intimate romantic relationships. You might find yourself overthinking texts, constantly seeking reassurance, or feeling a surge of panic when your partner needs space or seems preoccupied. It's not necessarily because your partner has done anything wrong. It's your nervous system, still operating on those early lessons, trying desperately to prevent the perceived loss of love. This deeply rooted instinct, born from a time when inconsistency felt like a threat, can create a cycle of anxiety and insecurity. Recognizing this origin is the crucial first step towards understanding your reactions, rewriting that script, and ultimately finding a more secure and peaceful way to connect with others.
Here are the signs that you might be experiencing anxious attachment. People with anxious attachment tend to worry their partner will lose interest or leave, constantly check their phone, and analyze tone or timing in communications. They frequently seek reassurance, asking questions like, "Do you still love me?" or "Are we good?" But the relief is often fleeting. They might catastrophize, turning a delayed text into a belief that their partner no longer loves them. This can lead to a lack of boundaries, jealousy, and even difficulty showing vulnerability despite craving intimacy. Now, let's talk about the push-pull dynamic, which often arises when an anxiously attached individual partners with someone who has an avoidant attachment style. The anxious partner, driven by their fear of abandonment, will often pull for closeness, seeking constant contact and validation. They might initiate conversations about feelings, future plans, or express their needs more frequently. To them, this feels like maintaining the relationship. However, this intensity can feel overwhelming to an avoidant partner who tends to prioritize independence and space. In response, the avoidant partner might push away, becoming less communicative, spending more time alone, or seeming emotionally distant. This isn't necessarily malicious. It's their way of regulating their nervous system and seeking safety. This withdrawal, in turn, triggers the anxious partner's fear of abandonment, causing them to pull even harder for connection, intensifying the cycle. The anxious partner reads distance as rejection, while the avoidant partner perceives the increased pursuit as control or a demand. This creates an emotional roller coaster, leaving both partners feeling misunderstood and frustrated. Recognizing this dynamic is the first step towards breaking the cycle and fostering healthier, more secure connections. But why anxious attachment feels so intense? It's more than just emotions. It's deeply rooted in our biology. When you perceive distance or a threat of disconnection in a relationship, your brain doesn't just feel sad, it registers it as a genuine danger. This immediately triggers your body's primal stress response, that familiar fight, flight, or freeze sensation. That's why the urge to fix things, to seek reassurance, or to prevent abandonment feels so incredibly urgent, almost like a survival instinct. Your system is screaming for safety. But here's the crucial part. Often, this intense reaction isn't about the present moment. It's a powerful echo of past experiences, old wounds and unmet needs playing out right now. Your nervous system is reacting to a memory, not necessarily a current threat. Understanding this can be the first step towards finding calm amidst the intensity. Have you ever felt that deep, gnawing need for constant reassurance in your relationships? That's often the core of anxious attachment. It's a simple human desire to feel safe, to feel truly secure, and to experience consistent, unwavering love. We all crave that. But here's the crucial shift, the game changer. That profound sense of safety doesn't solely come from your partner. While a loving connection is vital, true, lasting security also comes from within you. Think about it. When you rely entirely on someone else to regulate your emotions, you inadvertently hand over your own sense of stability. You give away your power. The journey to healing, to finding real peace, truly begins when you learn to cultivate and create that essential safety inside yourself. It's about building an inner sanctuary, a foundation of self-trust that no external force can shake. That's where genuine security resides. Healing anxious attachment doesn't mean becoming independent overnight. It's a journey that starts small, with conscious steps. Begin by noticing your triggers, those specific situations or interactions that ignite your anxiety. Instead of immediately reacting, learn to pause, take a breath. Then ask yourself, what am I truly feeling right now? This simple act of self-inquiry creates a crucial space between stimulus and response. Rather than instinctively chasing reassurance from others, try to soothe yourself first. You can acknowledge your feelings by saying something like, I feel anxious, but that doesn't mean I'm being abandoned. This isn't about denying your emotions. It's about building a new, healthier relationship with them, one where you don't fear them, but rather understand and manage them. It's about cultivating an inner sense of security, little by little, day by day. Now, let's talk about what healthy love truly looks like. In a healthy relationship, love feels steady. It's not about constant fireworks or dramatic highs and lows. It's about a consistent, reliable connection. It's not perfect, no relationship is, but it is consistently supportive and respectful. There's ample space for both deep closeness and individual independence. You feel free to be yourself, pursue your own interests, and grow knowing your partner is there. Communication feels safe, not threatening.
You can express your needs, fears, and desires without fear of judgment or rejection. And most importantly, you don't feel like you have to constantly earn love or prove your worth. You feel chosen, valued, and accepted for who you are, without having to chase affection or validation. That's the essence of secure attachment in action. It's a state of being you can absolutely move toward, no matter where you're starting from today.
If you see yourself in this, know this. You're not broken. You're patterned, and patterns can change. Your need for love, reassurance, and connection, that's not weakness. That's your capacity to love deeply. The goal isn't to suppress that. It's to balance it with self-trust. Because when you learn to feel safe within yourself, you stop chasing love and start experiencing it in a calmer, more secure way. Remember, this journey towards secure attachment is a process, not a destination. It's about cultivating self-compassion and understanding your own needs. Every small step you take to nurture your inner sense of safety is a step towards more fulfilling relationships, both with yourself and with others. You have the power to reshape your patterns and build a foundation of inner security. Thank you for joining me today. If this resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe for more insights, and share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm here to support you on this path. Until next time, take good care.